Now, imagine the transformation. We started going for training. See me. This is Kunle Arofi in Glow. This is Erabo Imakwe. Erabo is chairman of Linters or something. That's him. Now, look at, can you imagine he's the same person? So at this time, something had happened. We had gotten married. Now, see the difference between when I was not married and when I got married. By 95, by His grace, it was enlarging. God was enlarging my course and adding to my number. Now, you will not believe that the spate of, we got married in 1993, but I'm going somewhere. A lot of study, training, and hard work, I left Guinness for Coca-Cola. I went to Coke. At the same time, I completed my MBA, story for another day. But I was in East Africa. I ran 39 markets for Coca-Cola. 39 countries. We were based in Nairobi then. That man here was my region president. He later became Bill was one of the executive presidents of the Coca-Cola company until he left, I think, a year ago. I was outside the country. I left Coca-Cola to Cadbury, 2007. Have you seen the progression? Now, if I don't show you in 10 years how transformation can happen by hard work, diligence, and the grace of God. The same vein, I became president of Advan. I'm not just president. In 2011, I was elected in China, the first black to sit on the executive committee of a world body called WFA, World Federation of Advertisers. The first black in 50 years. But I didn't make noise at home. My colleagues were almost beating me up. I said, why? Does it change anything? Does it change the price of bread? I said, no. For 5 years, they kept re-electing me until last year I had to tell them no. But I was looking for a Nigerian to take over. But our Nigerians were not ready. Rather, they were busy fighting me. Story for another day. And my friend who were together in Coke in Kenya, Acheng, I had to bring Acheng to be a speaker at the conference, introduced her. She is the current VP for Africa. I was on it for 5 years. And this guy, Stefan Locke, is still the MD of WFA Worldwide. But guess what? Don't forget the caption. So Ete can also rise to global status. That name you started with can become also global. So if you are bothered about what people call you, you are the problem, not them. But when you rise, they will start seeing that the name will change. How many people are calling me Ete? Fear agree you. Fear. Even your Oga, no go fit call me Ete. No fit. But when you don't position yourself and do what is appropriate, you'll be Ete forever because you are bothered about what people are saying. Who cares? Does not take any skin off my body. But guess what? I began to sit with captains of industry. This is George Top. This is Lulu. And I can't talk about Lulu today or George Top. They are my bones in the industry. George Top will sit down and just, Idy, Bounty. If I want you to speak to George Top, any of these men to come the next meeting, they would gladly come. Why? Because they'll see, Idy's my bro now. But I didn't burn my fingers while serving them. Because at one time I was a little boy. Let me tell you something. Even if I don't go through my presentation, because I can always take it up on radio just for time. But those of you that are here, it's important that you see that what your ears have heard, your eyes will see, and by God's grace, your hands will touch. If you don't understand where I'm coming from, go to 1 John 1 and 1. Then your eyes will open, your ears will open, your heart will be circumcised, and then you begin to see that the word of God can be sharper than any, it will pierce through, and then you will get to a place where you stand strong in and out of season. This is not the time when you're doing, anyway, let's leave it. But the question I asked is, have I arrived? Not yet. So where you think you have arrived, you are so foolish not to see the next one. I've gone to global status. They fly me to whatever country. We went to Turkey, China. Mm-hmm. All I know is the hotel room. I go for meetings. I'll carry my wife. Any new country I've not been to, I always go with my wife. We'll go together. And she can't spend 5 days in the hotel doing nothing. I trust my wife. I say, where are they come? Now, from a mouth, I hear Guangzhou. You don't do research. Guangzhou, what do you call it? Guangzhou. She'll go, the Great Wall of China, she has seen it. Me, I know see Ampakam. Are they inside hotel room? They walk. Do you understand? Now, those were the places that WFA could take me to. Simply because we're looking at it from a different lens.